Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I will tell you how to approach a case of IUGR during exam. Starting with the case scenario, a 29-year-old Gravida 3 Para 2 woman presents to your antenatal clinic at 34 weeks of gestation. She had a previous pregnancy complicated by low birth weight baby, 2.1 kg at term. Her current pregnancy was booked at 10 weeks. She reports reduced perception of fetal movements for the last 2 days. On examination, BP 128 by 82, pulse 84 per minute. Symphysiofundal height 30 cm, lie longitudinal, presentation cephalic, fetal heart rate 140. Ultrasound shows estimated fetal weight below 10th centile, abdominal circumference below 10th centile, amniotic fluid index 4 cm, maximum vertical pocket 1.7 cm. Umbilical artery Doppler normal, placenta posterior no abnormality, baseline investigations are normal. Instructions to candidate. You are an obstetric trainee in antenatal clinic. Please take a focus history from the patient, ask for relevant examination finding, request appropriate investigation, explain diagnosis and management plan, discuss care until delivery, discuss labor management, discuss postnatal care, counsel regarding future pregnancy. Targeted history. Hello, I am Dr. Raja. I understand you have come for your pregnancy review. I would like to ask some questions regarding your pregnancy and health. Is that all right? Presenting complaint. Reduced fetal movements. When did you first notice reduced fetal movements? How many movements are you feeling now? Is there complete absence of movement? Any change after eating or lying on your side? Red flags. No fetal movement, vaginal bleeding, abdominal pain, leakage of fluid. Current pregnancy history, dating, LMP, early dating scan, any discrepancy between dates, antenatal care, number of antenatal visits, previous ultrasound scans, any previous abnormal findings. History suggestive of FGR causes. Maternal hypertension, preeclampsia, headache, visual symptoms, epigastric pain, facial swelling, sudden weight gain, medical disorders, diabetes, thyroid disease, kidney disease, autoimmune disease, thrombophilia, infection history, rash, fever during pregnancy, contact with infections, lifestyle factors like smoking, alcohol, recreational drugs, and nutritional status. Oligohydramnios history, leakage of fluid, any watery vaginal discharge, continuous or intermittent, amount, color, foul smelling. To exclude rupture membrane, previous obstetric history, previous pregnancies, mode of delivery, birth weight, growth restriction, stillbirth, neonatal admission, preterm birth, previous SGA baby is an important risk factor. General antenatal review, vaginal bleeding, contractions, urinary symptoms, fetal movements, then social history, support at home, transport availability, understanding of condition. Examination, ask examiner, I would like to perform general and obstetric examination, general examination, check BP, pulse, temperature, pallor, edema. Abdominal examination, assess inspection, abdominal size, scars, visible fetal movements, palpation, fundal height, lie, presentation, engagement, Pliker volume clinically, auscultation, fetal heart rate. Speculum examination, look for pooling of Pliker, cervical discharge, evidence of infection. Investigations. Maternal investigation included blood CP, CBC, blood group antibody screen, LFT, RFT, urine protein creatinine ratio, urine dipstick protein infection screen. Fetal investigations include ultrasound, assess growth, estimated fetal weight, abdominal circumference, growth velocity, Pliker, AFI, maximum vertical pool, placenta location and appearance. Doppler studies, umbilical artery Doppler, resistive index, pulsatility index, and diastolic flow. If abnormal, risk increases. Fetal surveillance, CTG, assess fetal well-being. Biophysical profile includes fetal breathing, movement, tone, Pliker. Diagnosis. Based on history and investigation, this patient has late onset fetal growth restriction associated with oligohydramnios. She requires consultant-led management because reduced Pliker and growth restriction increases risk of fetal compromise. Fetal growth restriction is generally considered when estimated fetal weight or abdominal circumference is below the 10th centile. Management until delivery. Admission. Consider admission because reduced fetal movement, oligohydramnios, fetal growth restriction. Maternal care. Monitor BP, urine for protein, symptoms of preeclampsia, fetal surveillance if stable. CTG monitoring, serial Doppler, growth scan. Frequency depends on severity and Doppler findings. Steroids. If delivery likely before 37 weeks, give betamethasone 12 mg IM 24 hours apart. Delivery planning depends on gestational age, Doppler, CTG, growth, maternal condition if worsening, delivery if abnormal CTG, severe oligohydramnia, abnormal Doppler, reduced fetal movement, timing of delivery for fetal growth restriction with complications, earlier delivery may be required. Timing depends on Doppler abnormalities and fetal conditions. Counseling the patient, explain your baby's growth is smaller than expected and the fluid around the baby is reduced. This can happen because the placenta is not supplying enough nutrition and oxygen. We will monitor you and the baby closely. Most babies do well with monitoring. Early delivery may be needed if baby's well-being becomes concerning. Care during labor. Before labor, ensure consultant available, neonatal team informed, blood available if required. In labor, continue CTG because fetal growth restriction babies have increased risk of fetal intolerance. Avoid dehydration, maintain IV fluids if needed. Vaginal delivery possible if reassuring CTG, normal Doppler, cephalic presentation, cesarean section considered. If persistent fetal distress, severe Doppler abnormality, and failed induction. Postnatal care. Baby assessment done. Check birth weight, temperature, blood glucose, feeding ability, respiratory problem, neonatal complications to monitor, hypoglycemia, hypothermia, jaundice, feeding difficulties, NICU admission, maternal care, monitor, bleeding, blood pressure, emotional well-being. Breastfeeding counseling. Explain breastfeeding should start within 1 hour if possible. Small babies may tire easily. Frequent feeding is required. Support. Skin to skin contact, lactation support, expressing milk if baby cannot suck effectively. Next, pregnancy counseling. Discuss recurrence risk, previous fetal growth restriction, SGA, increases risk in future pregnancy. Before conception, advise pre-pregnancy consultation, optimize weight, control medical conditions, stop smoking if applicable. Future pregnancy management, early booking, at booking risk assessment, baseline BP, urine testing. Consider low-dose aspirin in women at increased placental disease risk according to local guidelines recommendations. Serial growth monitoring, third trimester growth scans, Doppler surveillance if indicated. This is the way you will present the case of IUGR during exam. Listen this lecture and follow the instructions and read guidelines. Then you will definitely pass your station, inshallah. Now read this examiner checklist and try to follow each and everything to get complete marks.